Come on, day 2, last week in April. What? That's what's up. Okay, and of course, judging by the fact that we are here looking forward to a host of, it's going to be a very long
weekend. Yeah, we're looking forward to that. We know that you guys are also looking forward to that as well. But here's the thing. Because it's a long weekend ahead, everybody's going to be very busy this week. So that means this Tuesday, trust me, it's going to be a big one all the way up until Friday, even here at, TVC. We'll tell you about that in a second.
And of course, till Saturday, we're working, it's our cookout, it's already here. But of course, Tuesdays come with their fair share of motivation. Whoa, so Mazino.
All right, so this is it. So life is like a box of chocolates. I know you've heard that before, but what you never know is that you don't know what you might find. So take each day with enthusiasm, like a child. Because, hey, with that kind of mindset, you can never be disappointed. It's that simple, Mike.
Disappointment. You see the backup I was giving there? Well, anyways, hope you're able to pick up something from what he just said. And remember that it's that innocence that gets you through many challenges. Of course, you will face quite a lot. Quite a hectic time, of course it is. But then, hey, come on. We are here to ensure that we kickstart your day every morning.
Even if it's a Tuesday.
Even if it's Tuesday, which is the most productive day of the week, by the way.
You better.
But Mazino doesn't.
Guys, stay tuned for some very interesting bits here. We've got some very nice stuff curated for you guys for the entire 2 hours that you guys will be with us. So, yeah. My name is Mazino Appeal.
My name is Mike Mesikeno. Of course, you have to be tuned in. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC to interact with us on social media. And stream the show live, tvcentertainment.tv, and also on Facebook.
Yeah, you want to download the app as well. Make sure you have that on your phone as you go about so you can watch us with you. It's on Android and iOS devices. It's very simple. And remember, the platforms are all at TVC Connect, every single one of them. We love to hear from you guys. So, Mike, let's tell them what we have coming up for today's show.
Let's get straight into it. Health. We can't overstate it, but we're discussing aesthetic dentistry with Dr. Femi Aderiye. He's the CEO of Pearl Dental Clinic, and he's a dedicated clinician with a passion for the highest standards in clinical dentistry.
Alrighty, welcome. It is a Tuesday, and Mary, you are looking dashing.
Thank you.
In your Amoteco couture, very, very nice.
Deep breath, county 5. Deep breath, county 5.
Don't be violent. It just reassures that, reinforces that Amoteco vibe.
Definitely. So, guys, this is last week, yeah?
The last week of April, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Is it?
Today's my sister's birthday. Gosh, I almost forgot.
Which of your sisters?
My youngest sister.
Oh.
Yes, Oyinda Mola. Today is her birthday. Today also would have been 10 years or something, which I don't want to talk about. But today is my sister's birthday. Happy birthday to you, Oyinda Mola Bashua Alimi. We celebrate you. We love you so much. God bless you, darling.
When you tell us 10 years or something, you already have in mind what it is. You shouldn't have just have mentioned it.
I was going to say, but I wasn't going to say it. But it's okay.
But this is Mary.
Mary's no filters.
By the way, unexpected.
Have you been seeing the trials, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard? So yesterday was the final day of testimony for Johnny Depp. And, all said, I think the placard that he's carrying is I am the victim, which is something that is something we say here every time, especially with our TV producer, Mr. Olamide. I'm always the victim.
Oh, no, Olamide is a victim. Now
you know the unfortunate part?
Yeah, what?
This whole trial has revealed that both of them are the victims and both of them are the criminals.
Thank you very much.
They are both horrible people.
I don't know if you agree, Mike, but there's something I identify.
Horrible
the reason why
wait, no, Mike, real quick. Johnny Depp is actually quite adept at emotional blackmail, and his insults they move you to action. So it's not
that's even the issue.
It's not just
so
physical.
Because he knows how to goad,
exactly. That's
she knows how to react. It then becomes a case of, she did this, but what led to it?
Yeah.
And that's what it has actually opened a can of worms because we are made to see that this is Amber Heard, this is Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp claims she's this, but what leads to Amber Heard being that? I won't lie, as much as I advocate for women, there was a point I was like, this Amber stuff. But when the trial unfolded, I dare say it has done more damage to his reputation than even before. It should never have started it.
He knows how to play a mental war.
Yes.
And that's what he was
doing. Happens. When we talk about physical violence, we say that, especially with the guys, that no matter what happens, you shouldn't retaliate physically. And that was what happened. No matter how much you want to say, she retaliated physically. At one point, his finger went off.
True.
That's true.
That's true. There's no excuse.
So you see those points were the ones that made me like, Amber.
We're telling the guys not to do this to ladies, then how much more? at least.
But however, I also want to note that a person, your partner's mental health, is very, very
very important.
And playing
Stop
with that
goading.
is a no-no.
It's mean.
Yeah, it's mean.
Mean.
Tell you guys what we're going to do. We might talk about this more inside of the show. Welcome, Wake Up Nigeria. However, let's do the weather. We'll be back.
It's a terrific Tuesday morning. Thank you so much for joining us on the news here on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Kelly Egiga. Let's begin with the tragic incident that occurred in Imo State, where the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has now confirmed that the death toll from the legal refinery explosion has now risen to 110. The agency's head of operations in that state, Ifeanyi Naji, revealed that authorities were planning a mass funeral of the victims. He adds that using excavator is being considered in packing the bodies to the funeral site, while the state government is expected to take responsibility for the burial. The NEMA official explains that emergency responders recovered more bodies near the scene of the explosion on Sunday, while others were confirmed dead at various hospitals where they were receiving treatment. Meanwhile, Mr. Naji also appealed to youths in the state to get involved in productive activities and shun illegal activities capable of causing disasters such as this one. Meanwhile, the people of Abeze community are now yet to recover from Friday's explosion. They are blaming the incident on government's inability to create jobs for the youths.
I think that any youth of our own age who is looking for a better life will resort to just choose to be engaged in this kind of activities. But unemployment rate is too high in this local government. We are just neglected and abandoned. The companies around here are not taking their responsibilities in terms of what is the benefit accrued to the host communities.
To the fight against drug trafficking, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency says it has arrested a suspected billionaire drug baron, Afam Ukwatu, over an alleged 3 billion naira tramadol deal linked to the suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police, Abba Kyari. The Director of Media and Advocacy of the NDLEA, Femi Babafemi, confirmed the arrest in a statement to newsmen. He says the chairman of the Malinson Group of companies was arrested on a flight to Abuja, the nation's capital, from Lagos airports on April 13. After months of surveillance, the agency's investigations revealed that the drug baron has been a major importer of large consignments of different brands and high dosages of various milligrams of tramadol, all of which are illicit. He allegedly owns pharmaceutical and plastic manufacturing companies, which he uses as cover to import illicit drugs into the country.
You're welcome. Now, these are the headlines you will be waking up to this morning. Let's do the papers, shall we? We're going to be starting with The Guardian. Today, Tuesday, of course, the 26th of April 2022. To start with, big headline here for The Guardian newspaper: North plots to retain power at Fenifere. Pandef, others allege. Now, Obi Umahi, Ngige, Okorocha, Aim, others meet over zoning. Nigeria must give Southeast a chance, says Clark. Adebanja, APC divided South to retain power in North. Only equity, justice will save Nigeria, Zoku Umuna says. At the top of The Guardian newspaper, despite security assurances, Imo residents comply with sit-at-home order. Weapons delay, blame military, not Kuka. Northern elders tell presidency. And NDLEA nabs alleged billionaire drug baron linked to Abba Kyari's team. Douglas, ex-minister, dies in Abuja. At the bottom of The Guardian newspaper, NIMC server glitch invalidates linked NINs, leaves subscribers stranded. So perhaps that's what you're experiencing. Let's move on now to our next daily for today. That's the Daily Independence. Front page, front and center. I'll betray Nigerians if I don't contest, says Osibanjo. And NDLEA arrests suspect behind 3 billion illicit drug linked to Kyari's team. And of course, FG to concession of 42.7 billion metric tons of bitumen, and PDP women plot winning strategy ahead of 2023. PENCOM revises regulation on retirement terminal benefits. On page 7, that. And telecoms sector's GDP growth rate faces a decline. Oh, you don't say. At the very top of the Daily Independent, PDP Northern stakeholders reject Saraki Mohammed as consensus presidential aspirant, and Nnamdi Kanu sues Chief Judge Registrar over secret trial. Moving on now to our very next paper for this morning, and that will be the Daily Sun. Front and center for the first headline here, 2023, Jonathan steps up, consultation on APC move, and his defection declaration underway, supporters say. And ex-presidents plan to recontest a national service, says campaign coordinator. To the side of the photo story for today, it'll be great injustice if I didn't contest, says Sibanjo on page 25, and blame military in North Kuka for Tucano Jet's delivery delay, and EF replies presidency. Dollar scarcity hits banks, worsening insecurity, poor economy, hindering states from boosting IGR. And at the top of the Daily Sun, Igbo leaders urge Southeast aspirants to press on with presidential bid. These and more stories you'll be finding inside of the dailies. For today, you want to pick a copy up and maybe even share with us by using the hashtag on social media, Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. Well, Kevin, what's up and about for Wake Up Nigeria this morning? I just wanted to say something about when you walked into the kitchen while I was doing the papers this morning. You looked so tall. I was like, who is that? Because you distracted me in all your white and everything. I'm like, who's that person? Who's our chef for today?
I'm not as tall as it's making me out to be. Believe me, I am not. I'm just average height.
Mary is intimidating. When guests come on to the show, they actually are like scared to say good morning to her.
They don't say hi to me. They think I'm just going to look them like, yeah.
Let's talk about other bigger things, man. Elon Musk is moving on Twitter. In fact, he's acquiring Twitter for $44 billion, which is the biggest takeover in the history of mankind.
He can't afford it.
Am I mistaken, Mike?
In fact, when you talk, we wanted to mention that it was the biggest in tech. It's actually the biggest. I don't think there's any bigger takeover anywhere. Even Disney, I mean, football clubs and all that. 46.5 billion. The point was, there's something about this man. A South African immigrant, somebody, born in South Africa and all of that. He has this, I was listening to something where he said that he's not optimistic or pessimistic. He just believes that the job should be done. And then, prior to this time, remember that at one point, Bill Gates said something that if you don't have as much money as Elon Musk, be careful. This man is ruthless.
Yeah.
He's ruthless.
I was going to say something about his personality. We've all known him to be a very eccentric type of person who does whatever he wants. Now, what are the implications on Twitter itself as an app that everybody uses for freedom of speech? We know what Twitter was like a couple of years ago. It was quite a vitriolic place, and I still think that Twitter is actually that kind of a place.
Okay, let me show you something he tweeted after the takeover. He simply said, I hope that even my worst critics remain on Twitter, because that is what free speech means. That was 14 hours ago. So, well, no matter how much of a critic he is, he still wants Twitter to be Twitter, I guess. But I wonder if he has eyes on Daniel Rega.
You know one thing, I feel like Twitter should not be under the control. It's already too big and too powerful to be under the control of one person.
Well, Facebook and Instagram are quite big, and
but not
Mark is like not. Yes, there's a board, but we all know even with Twitter, there might be a board to control stuff. But
not in this case.
He just happens to be the sole controller. The sole.
And therein is what scares everybody. He's going to be the sole. He's going to be the one person who actually presses all the buttons, makes all the decisions.
Well,
and all
good
of that.
for him. Maybe we'll help people start making money off their tweets, which people have been looking forward to. And he's a businessman after all.
The thing about all of this is that he has stated that Twitter, as much as Twitter is, he says it's not free enough. If you remember Twitter before this time, you see hashtags like Hitler was right. You see hashtags like, you see racist hashtags before there was a cleaning up and said, okay. But then he would now come back and he says that we don't have enough free speech.
Okay, so that now takes me to the level of power that he is going to have. First off, remember how Twitter has been able to influence governance in many places, even here in Nigeria. Now, if you give one man that power, and we're talking about Elon Musk, that eccentric guy that we all kind of like fear, but we're not saying it, you can imagine what it is going to do to...
exactly what I was going to say is
what's the word when you put when you subdue governance in different regions, different places, different part of the world.
It would simply Nigerian government would ban anything.
We're going to be looking at plenty of that across the country.
And I think the ban can as well be permanent, because the reality is, as much as we talk about free speech, you should also have a bit of decorum. And the truth is, people on Twitter unnecessary. They will call it savage.
It's a place for vitriol. It's a place for
so much vitriol in it,
vexation, and
it's
all
madness.
of that. That's how I see Twitter.
Yeah. I'm back on Twitter, and I'm like,
did I really miss it?
Did I really miss it?
Yeah.
You know something? So Donald Trump, after being banned from Twitter, started his own social network called Truth. You understand? And now he says that he's not coming back to Twitter. He says, hey, Musk is a good man. He's also kind of like a fan of Musk. He says, but he's not coming back to Twitter. He still has Truth, which is his own social media network, which is running by the side. But he says he's not coming back on Twitter. And, you know, a number of people who have been banned are saying that, okay, hey, Elon Musk is here, he's my guy, or guy on banners. He has the superpower, and I think that's not too good.
Wow. In any case, we just can't wait to see exactly what is going to happen to Twitter and also our lives, because our lives are intertwined inside of Twitter. But real quick, I just wanted to remind you guys about what we're talking about this morning for, well, mental state, since we're talking about Twitter and how it affects our mental state and all of that, and my stance that Johnny Depp actually is not absolutely the sole victim here in the case against his former wife.
Is Johnny Depp even the victim?
Now,
Amber Heard is not the victim. Johnny Depp is not the victim. Both of them have serious issues, and they need a psychiatrist to help them through it. So, I do not know what Amber has gone through while growing up, but the reality is, if, from what we've seen, if she really wants to like move on with her life completely, she really needs to seek counseling.
This is what I'm going to say. I think most of the case that we have heard has been about how it has affected Johnny Depp's career.
Yes.
We've been so concerned about not seeing our favorite actor and all his contracts, you know, see the light of day and all of that. But how about the damages to Amber herself?
Exactly.
I think we should visit that as well.
And if you know the vitriol against that lady, especially on social media.
I'm coming there. Thank you for adding that social media bit. So now that you have a lot of people who are like, oh my dear Lord, Johnny Depp, look what you're going through. Those are the same people who are absolutely against Amber on social media. Imagine what she's going through as well currently.
So you know what happened now? Prior to this time, Johnny Depp had gone through this for 1 year plus. It was one everybody went up against, and that was why he lost Fantastic Beasts, lost Pirates of the Caribbean.
People didn't go against him alone because he also spoke against Amber.
So it was divided. What happens now is that she has a gag order on him. He's not supposed to talk about her movies and all that, her career. She's still in the movies that she's all in. And so he's saying that this thing has taken a hit to my finances and everything. I'm suing, she has countersued. Let justice take its course.
Just as I said earlier, to me, this whole trial thing has actually worsened his reputation. To me,
I don't agree with that, but I will say this. In a case of domestic violence, there's always two sides to a story, whether you like it or not. It might not seem like the go-to thing to say, but there's always a cause and a reaction. And what is that cause? Sometimes it doesn't need to be physical. How do you treat your partner? How do you regard their mental state, and all of that is something that you also have to consider.
Self-control is also very important, because Amber would have had a better case if she had more self-control.
It's still Wake Up Nigeria, and of course my favorite part of the show is when we get to start with the kitchen segment, and of course we have Chef Flora in the house.
Morning.
It's always a pleasure to see you every morning when you're on, and of course she came in with her beautiful daughter this morning, and this morning we're having is it Giz vegetable sauce?
Yes, gizzard
vegetable sauce. We have all our ingredients all laid out in front of us here today. Now, is it just a sauce we can eat by itself, or are we eating it with something else, maybe bread or rice?
It's accompanied with boiled rice.
Okay.
And then you can use boiled potatoes. You can use boiled yam, fried yam, fried plantain, and all.
This is very interesting. I've never seen that kind of, like, what is that? What is that leaf?
Bay leaf.
That's bay leaf.
Yeah.
And we only need 2 of them.
Yeah.
Is it for the aroma or the scent?
Yeah, to add flavor
fantastic.
and to also...
Oh, give it that good, you know, I like that. I like that.
The aroma.
We're looking forward to that. So we're going to be showing you guys the ingredients on some of your on your TV sets, so you guys look out for that. We've got so much already actually diced and sliced, or maybe even blended on here. That's it showing on your screen right now, and of course we only need 2 bay leaves, as you can see. A clove garlic, gizzards, some chili peppers, root turmeric, and also medium carrots, shredded cabbage, about 50 grams of that, and 3 medium fresh tomatoes. I can see that we already have our tomatoes all blended. The list goes on: some root ginger, vegetable oil, cinnamon, bell peppers, some medium onions, seasoning cubes, fish or meat, anyone you want is your choice, and some small bunch of spring onions, and 10 Scotch bonnet peppers. So now I can see, ma'am, that we already have our Scotch bonnet slice.
Everything is prepared purpose for this.
Okay, this is our carrot, yeah?
So we have carrots here. We have minced pepper. We have shredded bell pepper.
Oh, so that's pepper, not tomatoes.
Minced.
It's minced.
Yes.
Oh, so
these are the combinations of what we have here.
Oh, okay. Now I get it. Now I get it. Okay. So everything here
is here.
Is there. We've got tomatoes, some peppers, that's ginger.
Ginger roots, turmeric roots, garlic,
turmeric. And onions. This is turmeric.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Fresh one.
I've never seen it fresh before. Is my point. Thank you for educating me. Don't let my wife know. So, and that, of course, is our...
So we have gizzard.
Gizzard
We're blocking it with sausage.
Some sausages and all.
Then
all right,
we have spring onions.
Can I choose not to use sausages? For instance, if I want to use pork, I love using that.
Yeah, you can use,
I can use that
your
if I want.
own choice of meat.
Okay.
Yes. You can
how
use
long
fish.
will it take us to put together everything?
Just...
Hey, Ayama, what is that?
Cucumber.
I'm sorry about that. I don't like because I think it just, there's no taste to cucumber. So what is it going to do here in the sauce?
Yeah, it's a vegetable and it has a lot of vitamin C in it.
Oh, so we're looking at the nutritional value, not necessarily the taste.
Yes.
Well, I trust
it's always good to have vegetables infused in everything that you eat.
You heard it. You have to have some vegetables. It's all about nutrition this morning. So it's not just because of the taste. Sometimes you also have to add some of that good, vitamins in there. All right, I was asking how long it's going to take us to put together.
Just within 1 hour, the preparation.
Yeah, but the preparation...
Yes, within 1 hour.
Okay, with preparation, within 1 hour.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we get started? What do we do first?
So we're going first with the oil.
All right, okay. Do you need me to bring down one of our... let me get it for you then. So while I'm getting our pans, let's take a look at the menu on your TV sets. Once again, there you have them. It's that simple. If you want to write them down, feel free to write them down. And we'll also be giving you that second page on there. Let me bring down our pots and pans. Would you like this one or the one-handed one, ma'am?
Yeah, okay.
This is okay?
Yes, I need it too.
You need... Oh, we're using plenty of pots and pans today. Let's have that one on there. This is the only thing I'm good for inside of a kitchen, stretching and bringing out all of the kitchen utensils that are needed.
Thank you.
All right, so there we are. All right, if you need help with anything else to do, let me know. All right, let me help you turn that on. It's that way, if I'm not mistaken. That way. See, I know my way around our kitchen. Fantastic, Picasso. I'm doing fantastic. Now, we're not going to fry these, are we? And these are already cooked, is what I noticed.
Yes. I said earlier that everything is pre-prepared.
Pre-prepared?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm just realizing that. Okay, fantastic. And if I don't want to use oil, do I have the option of using margarine or butter?
Yes.
Because that's also healthy as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, fantastic. So we're heating our pans and making them get really sizzling and hot so that we can start the preparation already. As you can see, we need a lot of them, as Chef Flora has instructed me to get all of them down. So if you are at home and you perhaps want to cook along with us, do let us know how it's carrying on. If you want to slow us down, there might be no chance of that one, but we will tell you step by step how we're going with each of the preparations that we're taking you through. So I'm going to put this away, or start putting them away, while you can carry on with that. First things first. Now, while we're doing all of this, we are aware that you guys want some entertainment in your life. Welcome back inside the kitchen. Here with us inside of Wake Up Nigeria, Chef Flora making it happen right here. And we have just started with our bay leaves instead of oil. We've put all of our blended material in there. We've got some peppers. What else do we have? Chilies, onions. Where's that platter? Yeah, all of these all blended in. And that's what you're looking at. But we had to fry the bay leaves first instead of the oil. Was there a reason why we had to do that first? get out the aroma and all the scents and everything. So that's what you're looking at there. We've also got our rice boiling on the other side. So now, what next do we do, Chef Flora? Do you need any help? Let me do some heavy lifting for you. Oh, okay. All right, okay. And then our gizzard goes in there. All right. Is there a reason why our vegetables are going in last? We don't want to overcook it. Okay. All right. Now that's coming up real nicely. That looks beautiful already. I don't need to throw in any chicken in there, do I? But all right. So just in case you're just joining us, let's take a look at the ingredients real quick again for you guys, just in case. All right. So take a look at your screens right now. We've got some very interesting ingredients that you guys can just find in any of your local stores. Or just, walk in there and then you can find them. It's very easy. There's no long tin, let's put it that way. We've also got another list coming up your way. You're going to be looking at them real soon. On this one, we've got some bay leaves and cloves, some gizzard, like you saw us just throw into the pot just only recently. Some spring onions as well in there someplace. And anything else that you guys want to put in there. Root ginger, some vegetable oil, cinnamon, and also bell peppers, medium onions and seasoning cubes, meat or fish, whatever is your choice. You want to make that decision on your own. It's that simple, that easy, real quick put together. Preparation might take you about 1 hour. And then after that, I think less than 30 minutes, if your rice isn't already just done, you're going to have them prepared real quick. All right, so Chef Flora, what else are we doing now? So everything in there, our proteins are all inside of there. We're left with all of our vegetables and the cucumber. I'm such a child. I hate my vegetables. Okay, we're practically almost done if you're already putting that in there.
Yeah.
So we're just going to wait for our rice to come to a boil.
Yeah.
What, 10 minutes?
It's a quick meal.
It's really quick. Wow, that is interesting. I thought it was going to take us like an hour or something, but actually I thought it was going to take us 3 minutes. But it's, nah. So, now this is the first time I'm seeing cabbage being cooked. I've never seen it before. And I'm really looking forward to what the outcome is going to be like.
It usually has a special taste.
Wow.
It has a special taste.
This is very interesting.
And it's also nutritional.
Wait, did we put our seasoning inside already?
No.
We haven't put the seasoning. Take note, we have not put the seasoning. If I didn't notice, then I'm correct. The seasoning hasn't gone in yet. We're saving that for somewhere close to the end of it all. Okay. And that's our
spring onions.
All right, spring onions in there. Fantastic. Now, this looks like something that you guys might want to do inside of the holidays as they're coming real quick. Next week is all holiday for everybody, so you guys get ready. I hope you guys are learning something here. There you have it. Finally, we've put in those cucumbers, and we're almost done at this point. Tell you guys what, as we're bringing that one to a steam, we're going to do you guys a very interesting feature here. We had these very interesting contortionists. I'm sure you've seen this before, but it's always brand new each time we show it. We'll be back. And you're welcome. It's the second hour here, which we specially designed for all the late risers, people who just needed that extra 1 hour of sleep time. Well, hey, we designed this one for you. Congratulations. You made it at least for 45 minutes of the show.
What's your average sleep time?
Average sleep time, so it's funny now, these days it's changed because before it used to be a complete 7 hours, but now it's about 5 hours. I get 5 hours in every single weekday, but during the weekends I get in a complete 8 or 9 hours.
You're doing well. You're trying.
On Sunday, for instance, I got out of bed at 2 p.m. Took care of all the lost sleep.
Okay, well, I wanted to chat him, but then he's doing quite well. As much as you can, get as much sleep as possible so that when you are not sleeping, you are optimal. Of course, we have a whole lot in store for the next 45 minutes. My name is Mike Mesikeno.
My name is Mazino Appeal. You want to remember now that you can stream the show live if you have to, It's entertainment. It's tvcentertainment.tv and also on Facebook at TVC Connect. We also look forward to seeing you guys' comments about everything that we do here, about even the kitchen, the food, and Chef Flora has finished the food already. I mean,
What have you guys been cooking up there?
We are doing gizzard vegetable sauce. Now, this is very strange.
There's gizzard inside?
There's gizzard inside.
It's okay. That's all I need to know.
We cooked the vegetables. The first time I'm cooking cabbages, and I can't wait for the outcome. It's going to be fantastic.
Right. Definitely, it is going to be. We kick off with health. We'll discuss an aesthetic dentistry. We have Dr. Femi Aderiye. He's the CEO of Pearl Dental Clinic Lagos. He's a dedicated clinician with a passion for the highest standards in clinical dentistry.
Parenting is up next. After that, a full-time job with no days off. That's what it is. Today on Parenting, we will be discussing the topic child, or rather your child, has been diagnosed with autism. Now what? With Osesuzi Bola Doeku. Now she's Bolo Deoku, my apologies. And she's a certified specialist educational needs expert rather, who is actively breaking the culture of silence when it comes to autism. Very funny thing here, because when you talk about our last guest that we're going to be having, I once met a very beautiful young girl who told me about her harrowing story. She had been outside the country, and when she came back, everybody was all happy and everything, thinking that she perhaps maybe went out there to, you know,
make a fortune.
Her own, make a fortune, her own volition. It wasn't the case. She told me a story of leaving Edo State to go through Benin Republic and the Sahara to get to Italy, and everything that she went through. Trust me, it took an entire evening for her to finish the story. It brought tears to my eyes. You have no idea what people have been through in this life, and I'm glad we're having such a guest today.
Our final guest today, this is it's a benefit for those who are not going to wait till the final guest to tune in. So you tune in just in time for us to give you a background story. So basically, a mom's friend, told her, oh, I have a job for your daughter. Let her come with me. A mom's friend got her to Libya, and turned out she was being sold into slavery.
Wow.
Really nasty. She eventually managed to escape. You know, someone told her, go to the airport. That's something we need to note. Perhaps going to the embassy might help you get back home if you find yourself stranded in a foreign country. Note, I said might. Now, as I was saying, she went to the embassy to see if she could get herself out of the fix so they can take her back home. And a police officer allegedly raped her as well, dragged her into a bush, and then gave her to another Nigerian who then sold her again.
Back into slavery.
This time into prostitution.
Oh, wow.
And then it was an unending circle of misery and pain and frustration. The prostitution angle, they turned her into worse than a sex slave, to the point that she's now HIV positive. So the story is quite long, it's quite deep, and I do not think she's coming here to look for pity.
No.
She's coming here to educate us.
Exactly.
Okay, so look at it from the angle of you're here, you're going to learn a lot this morning, especially regarding trafficking, and also about ways you can seek help if you happen to find yourself or have found yourself in that situation.
Yeah. When you do have that conversation with her, would you ask her the skill of which this is happening outside the country? Because we think it's a one-off, but I know that it is numerous people actually outside the country who are experiencing this. Some of them actually went there for greener pastures. Others were, like she was, coaxed into it.
Irony of this? Many times people talk about Italian girls, Nigerian girls that go to Italy to make money and all. But I recently found out that guys also have the same experiences.
Oh, wow.
So you're told by your guy, come, we'll go make money. The guy is looking good and everything, and he's like, I will show you the way. Your best friend from childhood. So you follow him to, say, Turkey, and then it turns out that you're Turkey. Because some organ of your body is going to be removed.
I heard about these stories.
So these things are happening to both genders, and it keeps going. And Malaysia, yes, Malaysia, that one too is prevalent there. So it's a case of both genders. So if, as a guy, you're thinking it's of no interest to me, you'll be shocked. It affects both male and female. So I'm actually happy we get to educate ourselves on this morning.
When I think about stuff like this, I think about how the institution called Nigeria has failed a lot of people, that they know all of this. And some of them intentionally will still go out of their way to still find, in quote, greener pastures in spite of all the stories that they've heard. and they hear, and some of them know. I mean, that Libyan route into Italy and all of that, Spain.
You hear about the stories, but you haven't met someone who's been through that route. Well, I have.
Today you will again.
Well, hey, do stay tuned till the end of the show. You guys are going to be educated, and you'd hear stories you never knew you never wanted to know. We'll be back. Let's do the weather.
It's health this Tuesday morning. Dr. Femi Aderie is here, the CEO of Pearl Dental Clinic, Lagos. Now, he's a dedicated clinician with a passion for the highest standards in clinical dentistry. And today, we're doing aesthetic dentistry.
Well, we'll try to
cover it as much as we can, yeah? So, we know a number of people don't just go to the dentist just because they have a problem with their tooth. They want to make it, they want to make it look better.
Yes.
It's okay, and I know that's where braces and a number of things come in. What is the market like for aesthetic dentistry? Do people really just go and work on their tooth just because of aesthetics?
Well, there's quite a growing demand for aesthetic dentistry right now. A lot of people want their teeth to look brighter, want their smile to be brighter, especially, you know, on individuals like yourself, people who are very much in the media. So yes, there's a growing demand, and it's not just you know, media personality and influencers and such, but even general regular people who are not happy with their teeth.
Now, what are the risks involved with aesthetic dentistry or aesthetic surgery, if there are?
Well, yes, there are risks because patient selection really matters. And when I say patient selection, I mean the treatment is not one size fits all. So what might be good for this person might not be good for that person. So take, for instance, someone who has very weak teeth, all right? And when I say very weak teeth, I mean the enamel is very weak and all that, and the person wants to get veneers done.
What is a veneer?
A veneer is basically like a layer of ceramic that's wrapped on the surface of the tooth, just to cover it, yes.
Okay.
So it's made out of ceramic, so to speak. Let's just, in a nutshell, ceramic.
Same ceramic we use on our plates?
Yeah, similar.
Same kind of material?
Porcelain,
okay.
zirconium, Emax, basically ceramic, just like the plates. So that it's glued onto the tooth. Now, if the tooth is weak, you know, it probably might not be able to support that. Okay. And eventually, over time, it fails. So those are some of the risks concerned.
And when people go for this kind of things, like you mentioned that there's no one size fits all. Yeah, I've seen people who maybe have maybe their dentition is not so much aligned. Maybe they have teeth to come up in different places.
Yes.
Does aesthetic surgery also mean putting false tooth?
Well, yes.
Or I don't know if false tooth is the right term to use.
You know, the word aesthetic basically is about, you know, having a pleasing appearance. So if you're not happy with the way your teeth are, either by color or form or alignment, then you want to do something about it.
But can I add? So some people might know.
So if you have missing teeth,
yes, teeth,
you can replace those teeth.
Of
course, yes. That's what dental implants are for.
Wow.
So you can replace it with dental implants. And if your teeth are not aligned properly, you know, you spoke about braces just now. Yes, orthodontics. You can wear braces, but some people don't like braces. Yeah. So there is an alternative now, which are called aligners, clear aligners, which are transparent acrylic trays, which are pre-programmed to align your teeth gradually over a series of weeks. Yes.
I know that people wear braces for as much as a year plus.
No. At least 18 months.
18 months?
Yes.
For braces?
Yeah.
So this producer just spoke about, is it shorter than?
It's more or less the same, but it's just more. It's much more aesthetically pleasing, in that you don't have wires across your teeth. You don't have brackets on your teeth. You're not limited in what you can eat. You can take it out, eat your food, and then, you know, put it back on. But the thing is, you know, you have to wear it for at least 20 to 22 hours every day. Every day.
Yes. You see, now that's something. You know, people see people with braces and they feel like, oh, you have one defect. Like, it's a serious defect.
No.
And sometimes even people that wear braces, the way they even react, people have that impression that it's a defect. But let's clear that up about braces.
All right.
Defect or not?
Braces the reason why malocclusion occurs varies from habits to your own DNA. And when I say DNA, I mean the size of teeth you have versus the size of your jaw. So it's what's called a tooth-jaw discrepancy. So if your teeth are too big for your jaw, there'll be crowding. If it's too small for your jaws, there'll be spacing. So it's one or the other. Or your teeth are ideal, meaning that there's enough space for all the teeth.
Okay.
But unfortunately, I find these days that I believe man is still evolving. I keep saying that. And a lot of people end up not growing their wisdom tooth out fully because, well, I don't know. That's what happens. So I get a lot of...
Is it natural causes or is this something...
No, it's just man's development. Yeah.
It just happens.
So I can't say this is why it is. This is why your jaw is like that. Or there are predisposing factors quite all right, but to nail it down to one thing, no.
It's quite...
Okay. But yeah, malocclusion, treatable. Spacing, treatable. Unerupted teeth, missing teeth, very treatable as well.
Now, when you mentioned something about overcrowding. When it's overcrowded...
Not overcrowding, just crowding.
Oh, just crowding.
Okay,
when
crowding.
In that kind of scenario, what can be done? Are you going to take off some teeth? How?
Well, it depends on how much space is necessary, is needed for those teeth to be aligned. So, not in all cases do you need to extract teeth to create space.
Okay.
And then there are new brackets now, kind of braces that actually you don't need any extractions for it. So as man evolves, the technology evolves as well. So you have two options. Either you take teeth out to speed up the process or you expand the jaw.
Expanding your jaw.
Expand the jaw to...
That is actually even more possible. That's possible.
Yes, it is possible. Bone remodels. So it's just a matter of putting the right pressures, the right torque on certain areas of your jaw, and you know, it remodels.
I remember when the first time I was passing, there was this clinic I saw, and I was much younger, and I saw dental maxillofacial clinic, and I was wondering that word maxillofacial and all that. So it made me go and check, and that's why. So this falls under maxillofacial.
Actually,
right?
No, this is nothing near maxillofacial.
This is not
is
more complex.
Yes, it's more intense. It's basically full-on surgery, theater, anesthesia surgery.
So if I was going to do my jaw, that's not full-on. That's not even. I can't say that's
orthodontics. That's non-invasive. You know, there's no, unless they ask a maxillofacial surgeon to come in and expose a tooth that is buried somewhere in your jaw so that they can drag it down.
Okay.
Maxillofacial surgery is another specialty in dentistry that you need a lot of training.
Training for. All right, thank you, doctor. It was great talking to you. Is there any other thing you might want to add? Maybe people, things that they need to know if they want to go into all of this?
Well, see your dentist
exactly.
every
I
6
like
months.
That. When you get the diagnosis.
Yes, it's very important that you actually get proper diagnosis from the qualified personnel. And, don't self-medicate, don't self-treat.
Don't self-medicate, don't self-treat.
Yes.
Now, that's a final word. I hope you're able to pick that one. That's what we'll end up on. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you.
It was great talking to you today.
As always.
All right, hope you're able to pick one or two things there. We'll just take this time up now. There's quite more to come. Stay with us.
I always love talking about parenting on our parenting segment because it's something that I'm very passionate about. Now, today, parenting, we do know that it's a full-time job. Ask me about it. And we get no days off and nobody pays us. In fact, the money that we get, that's where it ends up. Today on Parenting, we will be discussing the topic, your child has been diagnosed with autism, now what? With Susie. Now, she's in here, you know her from before. She's a certified special educational needs expert who is actively breaking the culture of silence. You are welcome, Susie.
Thank you. Good to be here again.
And thank you for coming back every single week. We can never learn enough. So now, let's talk to parents who have just discovered that their kids have been diagnosed with autism.
Okay.
Is it something to be scared of, depressed, heartbroken?
Yes. Well, I'll put it this way. When you get the news or when after getting your diagnosis, not yours, but after you getting the child's diagnosis, you have to go through the emotions.
Yeah.
You go through the process, of course, there will be the parent's guilt. What did I do?
Yeah.
What did I not take? What vitamins inside? Mommy, it's not your fault. There are different factors, genetic factors, environmental factors. Research is still ongoing, so it's not your fault. There's this, would my child ever live to fulfill their purpose? Absolutely, yes. When given the right supports. So every child, it's said, when you meet one child with autism or one individual with autism, you've met just one. So every child would need a different kind of care. they will need a different kind of therapy. It depends on the individual. It depends on their strengths. It depends on the skills that they are naturally gifted at, you know. So, but one therapy is certain. When you find that, please go look for ABA. ABA is Applied Behavioral Analysis Therapy.
Okay.
ABA is the only researched, proven treatment that has been researched over the years to work. Okay. And the treatment works for children on the spectrum. Why? It covers the different domains. It covers the adaptive, self-help. You know, with autism, we're talking about emotional. Yeah. We're talking about social needs. We're talking about communication and language. ABA covers interaction, social skills. It covers self-help, where a child is able to like dress themselves, up themselves. It helps the child attain independence. So when you hear autism, please research ABA. Of course, there are other therapies, there are other behavioral therapies. However, research shows that ABA, because it's observable, is measurable. It is research-based, right? And it works. It would help the child acquire skills, potentials, measurable potentials that would help that child fulfill purpose and fulfill their life. Okay. Yes, so ABA.
So in all of my interaction with people like you who work with people living with autism or relatives, my one question that I've always wanted to ask, and I always ask for the benefit of people who are listening or viewing, is when do you note that you have to get a diagnosis? What are the signs you look out for in your child?
Okay. The first thing to even look out for, you know, when the child is as young as 6 months, when a familiar adult walks into the room, you have a baby, you're a mother, you walk into the room, you've been out all day, the child looks at you with their eyes, like looks. The child looks you in the eye.
Recognition.
Yes, there's this recognition. When the child is not doing that, please pay more attention to that child. There's this, we call shared engagements. Shared engagement, you take their, what's that thing? The thing, the
little shaky thing.
You take it and you play with it, and then they play back, they imitate you.
Yeah, the rattle.
Yeah, the rattle. Yeah. They imitate you, right? You smile, they smile. But when a child is self-sufficient, kids are not meant to be self-sufficient. When they are like happiest when left alone, like they're just okay in their world. Please, don't wait till there is no vocalization. Vocalization is speech. You know, parents usually really don't know, so they wait. Is when the child is not blabbing or saying words at 18 months.
Kids should be blabbing right at birth now, shouldn't they?
Not really. Well, but at 1 year, a child should be able to wave bye-bye. Yeah, a child should be able to, like, wave bye-bye. A child should be able to look you in the eye to recognize daddy is here. Like, oh, smile at an adult. A child should be, and recognize objects in the familiar setting. The child should be able to share enjoyments. Not, oh, it's mine alone. Yes.
So now we've talked about the parents, we've talked about the kids and what to look out for, be very observatory. But what about people who live aligned with people who are living with it? And I'm not talking about the parents now, I'm talking about you and I, maybe. I'm an uncle. And my nephew,
uncle
yes,
and
exactly.
A sibling, yes.
Yeah. So what do you do? What advice for them as well?
Okay, so usually I say the siblings sometimes are the real superheroes because they're the ones that always defend, and uncles and aunties. Please know that this individual is not disabled. This individual is not less. Their brain is different, but not less. So in a family setting, in the home, please don't treat them differently, because when you do that, there's already an exclusion going home. You want an inclusive setting. Going on in the home, you want an inclusive setting. You don't want it to be that, oh, that's Faye's brush, oh, that's Faye's cup. No, if there's a meal for Faye. Everybody should eat that meal, right? So you want to create empathy. You want to create acceptance. You want to create awareness through your interaction, even right at home.
Fantastic.
So, yes, please.
Wow, Susie, I mean, we can't thank you enough. We've learned so much in such a short time. And this is not the last time you're coming, is it?
Well, for this month.
It's not the last time. We have to drag her back in here. Even if we have to do that by the balls of her feet, we're going to do that. But it's always grand when you come in and everything that you let us know, or, you know, the knowledge that you impart, it's value.
It's lovely to be here. I love being here. Your studio is beautiful.
Oh, stop it. We like it. Well, do stay tuned, and I hope that you have gone home or taken one or two things from what Susie has told us about now today. If your kid has been diagnosed with autism, now that's what you need to know. Everything, whether you as a parent or as a sibling, or even for the benefit of the child himself or herself. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Do stay tuned. We have more Inside of Wake Up Nigeria coming your way. Do stay tuned.
Thank you for staying tuned. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. And now we will be talking about human trafficking as we share a heart-wrenching experience of a young lady, Adenike Olaonipekun. Now, she was trafficked to Libya by her mother's friend with lots of promises. Now we have heard and watched and read several stories about human trafficking. But this one is actually a real-life story. It's not something you're seeing in a newspaper or reading randomly. It's such a pleasure to have you in the studio with us, Adenike.
Thank you so much.
Now, accompanying her to share this touching tale is Kehinde Okorafor. She is the founder of Make Me Elegance Foundation and Young Widows Might, a non-profit organization, both of them non-profit organizations, rescuing and repatriating women and young girls who are victims of human trafficking and slavery. It's such a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I'd like to start with you, Adenike.
Okay.
So we tried to tell your story earlier, but the reality is there's no better person to tell your story than the person who has the story. So could you tell us exactly how it all happened?
My name is Olaonipekun Adenike Temitope. I'm a native of Ogun State under the local government of Shagam. It happened in 2016 when I was in National Open University in Abeokuta. So I could not be able to complete with my studies. So there was a friend of, there was my mom friend, which stays in Libya. Though I don't even know she's in Libya either. I thought she was in Cairo. So she now told my mom about the opportunity of me coming over there because my mom could not be able to afford the money to finance my education. Though she wants me to be a better person. She cherishes education very well, which I also cherish also. So we talk on Facebook, and she told me, okay, these are the things you can use to help me, to help my career, is that I should come over there. I'll pay her for like 4 months. After some years, I'll be able to send something home. Then I'll be able to complete with my education. Then I accepted the offer because though I was not even aware about the dangers, about the risks, about how deserts look like, I was not aware about woman trafficking either. I was not even aware about the picture of how Libya is, how they travel, how they molest people.
It was just a matter of trust, like my mom's friend.
Yes, it was because when the anxiety that I'm going there, I'm going abroad, you know, everything, even though you go to Ghana, you go to Cotonou, you're already, so far as you're out of Nigeria, you're abroad. So with my mom have to show some of her things because she's into food, and she's into a restaurant, and she did all these pots and all this thing that at the end of the day, if she could not be able to do the food, do the canteen anymore, she'll be able to be using all these things for rentage. Okay. So we have to sell some of these things and gather the money. So then she told me to buy good clothes, buy gari, buy pa, and I should bought jalabia, bought so many things. So because of the trust and everything, I could not even be able to even go deep. Then we started.
So when you now arrived, what happened?
When we started the journey from Kano to Niger, it was not that easy. The desert experience, and we were even stranded. There is nothing for us to drink. Like, we were even begging ourselves, can you just pay for me to drink? Some people even lost their life on the road. And why some of these the people in the border, we raped them, molested them, because all what they know is that so far as you are passing through that road, the work you are going to do over there is prostitution. So there is nothing you can escape from it. So
you were able to escape all of these?
Yes.
You survived. You managed to get to Libya?
Yes, I spent like 3 months before I reached my destination.
3 months?
Yes,
because
we are having a stopover. So when I reached there, she told me I've already spent so much time on the road that she has already sold me out to a Ghanaian. This is not what she told me before I left Nigeria, but she said she needs her money. Because what I believe is that those people over there, there's nothing they can't do because of this money, their mindset. They can sell their fellow human being, as in their blood, all because of money. Okay, what are we going to do? I said, because I don't have hope.
And you did not have any money?
I don't have any money. I'm already in Libya. I can't go back to Nigeria.
Did you call your mom? Were you able to reach your mom to...
It's not that easy for me to communicate with her, but once she changed everything, what she'll be telling me is different than what she'll be telling. And, you know, it's, you are talking on phone. You are not talking physically.
So you won't be able to pass the message across the way?
Yes. So the next day, the Ghanaian came to pick me, and they told me, they even asked me what kind of work that I want to do. The Ghanaian, they will ask you, but if it was Nigerian, they won't ask you. They will impose the kind of work they wanted you to do. Okay. They will impose it for you. Okay, this is the kind of work I want you to do, and you can't go beyond it. You can't say no.
So when the Ghanaian offered you a job, what job were you given?
They asked me, they try to tell me different kind of work. There is a work of a brothel house, there's a work of a slavery and house help, and there is a work in hospital. That hospital I can't do because I'm still a jaded, I'm still a newcomer. And I do know the funniest part is that the person that bought me, she bought me as a bride price, because the woman they bought me for just came to Libya. Okay. She just did her wedding. She cannot be able to work. So they now bought me so that I can be able to be working for her. Okay. So I said, okay, they told me, okay, I will work as a house help. They told me I'm going to work like 1 year, 3 months, in which my mom friend told me it's 4 months. Okay. So I accepted, they have to change my name to Ibrahim Aishat, get me a Ghanaian passport, got me everything, bought me a jalabia, then I started the work the next day. It's still 3 months work. Unfortunately, doing the working process is not that easy, because I was given the opportunity to call my mom once in a month. And sometimes they give me the food which they eat, they are left over and everything. That's not even anything. But my major hope is just for me to just complete their money and gain my freedom back. So after I paid their money finish, my mom told me, be coming back home, because I already spent like 2 years over there. Nothing. I could not be able to send a penny back home to my mom. So what the essence of me being there? So my mom not told I should be coming back home. Then I went to the embassy voluntarily that I want to return back home. During that time, I have her contact. We talk on Facebook.
How did you get her contact? Just a minute. How did you know about her? How did you feel when she reached out to you for the first time?
Okay, yeah, there was a time BBC News showed interviewed 2 ladies, and in the process they mentioned my name and His Imperial Majesty's name, because one of them was fully sponsored in school through the university. Okay. So that's how most of them contact me, through my Facebook page. Okay. Okay. So she contacted you? She contacted me, but she has already made move to go to embassy by herself. So what counsel did you give her at that point? The only thing I can tell them is to hold on, just hope will come, just give them hope, because I know so many of them died in the process. We've lost so many of them. So many of them died in the process, and at the point we couldn't get her again. You know, that was the time we couldn't just get her again until when she got to the embassy, and she now said to the embassy. She now told us what happened when she left. Going to the embassy, she was arrested by the Libyan police. They raped her and they took her to cell. So at that point we couldn't get her. The only person she could got in touch with is her mom. So she called her mom in Nigeria. The poor woman has to go and, I think she sold her land. I don't know. She just raised the money just to send back to them so that she can get her freedom. So you had to pay for your freedom from the Libyan police?
Yes. No, not even from the Libyan police. Because I went to the embassy. On my way, they caught me and they raped me and took me to prison.
Who caught you?
The Libyan police.
When you say catch, what do you mean? Is it that because you do not have documentation?
I have all the documents. I am using a Ghanaian passport either. Okay. I'm even wearing hijab, covering my face. I have my pataka. Everything is with me. But that is what they do. It's only God that touches their mind.
How did they know you were going to the embassy?
I was inside a taxi. I was the only person inside the taxi.
Okay, okay. So
they just stopped the taxi, and they told the taxi to leave me, collect the money for the transportation. And
oh, you even paid for the transportation?
Yes, that's why you have not took me to where I'm going. Because the Libyans, taxi can't interfere. Because we are not like, we are the...
you are foreigners.
We are foreigners, so they will have to leave you and go. So it was when they now took me to the prison. After some weeks, I meet with another police that normally sets people free secretly. I meet with him. Meanwhile, the police that arrested me, some of my people are, because he collected my phone, raped me, collected my money, collected my luggage.
All your belongings.
Everything. So my phone that is received, some of my people are already calling him that you should, okay. So because of the money and the lower price that one is collecting, he has to use another language to tell him. So,
in a bit to, hasten it because of time, I'm just going to tell you some parts of the story as quickly as possible. So now that the Libyan police, you were able to get your freedom from the Libyan police, you then found your way to the embassy?
Yes, it was after...
settled her. Them.
It was after I was sold again to a prostitution house. That's when I escaped.
So
also.
Who sold you? A Nigerian this time?
No, it was those, I'm using a Ghanaian passport.
Yes.
After they collected the money from the person they sent, the person my mom sent money to come and bail me in the prison, they collected the money and took me back to the prison. It was one man that saw me and said, I'm saying I'm a Ghanaian. He has some Ghanaian that is working for him that will take me to them. So it was that Ghanaian, because I'm a Nigerian, but I have to deny my language.
Claiming, yeah.
So it was that Ghanaian that they took me to. That one also have to sold me out to a Ghanaian also.
So it was a case of the circle continued?
Yes, so they sold me out to a bottle house, and I found my way. I did work. It was not from my mind, but I have to do it with force, with beating, with everything. I can remember one day when they turned me to a naked, I have to be in naked for a whole day. So it was from the process I have to escape, find my way back to the embassy. Because I've already I've lost our contacts. Then I meet with the embassy and they brought me back to International Organization for Migration. So I found my way back to Nigeria. Then after that, we spent like 2 weeks in Port Harcourt. They give us food, then I contact her. So after that, they took us, it was our state government that would come and take us there. I was talking of 2018. So they now took us to Cultural Center in Abeokuta, and the state government give us 5,000 naira for empowerment. Because through that phone that they give us then, that I tried to...
You were able to reach her again. So we are back to you again. Okay. Now, when she got back to Nigeria and she contacted you, now, I'm not just talking about her, but on average, when girls who have been through this contact you, that, okay, we've been able to make it home, how does your NGO take over from there?
Most of the time, what we try to do is to give them an empowerment, just empower them. But most above all, they come back wounded. So it is not easy coping with
the trauma.
Trauma, 70% of them. And even in yourself, you are not careful. You want to shout at them. But most of the time, I have to get hold of myself, that I know the experience they went through. But the most important thing is calm them down. Most of them become very aggressive. Sometimes she will just call me, she will just be crying. I'm going through this. I'll just tell her, I said, you have to calm down. But one thing I always assure her, that you are a queen, adjust your crown.
Yes.
You are a queen, adjust your crown. There is nothing I can tell you. You passes through it. Because I can't imagine my own daughter. When they are sleeping with them, they don't even use condom. They will use wipes. We have a lady that escaped with a 13-year-old girl. What do you want to tell such a girl at a very tender age than for you to calm them? So sometimes it's not even about the empowerment. It's not even about the money. It is about you telling them that you are not worthless. You are still useful to yourself. You can stand up on your feet. And you can still be a great person. Most of them have lost hope. They don't even want to talk to you. So if you talk to them, sometimes they shout, they will just behave abnormal. It now takes you yourself to just sit down and relax with them. Me, I fight with her a lot too. I make sure I say, this is the way I want you to go. You are a queen.
So, Queen Adenike.
Yes.
Oh, it fits. So what have you been doing since you got reintegrated into the society?
Yes, when I'm doing my hard time in Libya, I have the dreams. I told God that to my last breath, I'll be an advocate against regular migration. And when I return back, though I don't want to talk to people, but through the process, through encouragement, through our mentorship and some of my fellow people, because when I started talking to people, when I started sharing my experience, I see some fellow returnees at my back that was like, wow, so we can still have hope. That's why I decided to have my own. Through some time, I learned from her. Then I developed the skills of starting my advocacy, having my own personal NGO, Foundation for Action Against Regular Migration.
That's amazing.
And through, like right now, as I'm talking to some people, might be watching me, and some people will call me. We have a stranded victim in Libya. Okay, because I'm used to the Libya, I would direct them, and then sometimes if it's took me, I can't do it anymore, I'll call her, Mom, I'm having issue with this request. Can you just help me? And then,
you know, I find it amazing how you've been able to do this. Thank you so much for the work you do. Thank you. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much as well, Mrs. Okora, for it's commendable and quite noble what you've been doing. We really, really appreciate your efforts, how you've been able to help her turn our story around. Thank you so much for all you do. Okay, so for those of you who might need help, especially Mrs. Okora, we'll definitely have contact details on our social media pages, okay? So you can always go find the link to our handle. Just check across our social media, and then we'll definitely have it. So in case you find yourself in that kind of situation, or you know someone who needs assistance, you could always reach out, and I'm sure she will be very willing to help you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having this conversation. Okay, so that's about it on the show today. Thank you so much for watching Wake Up Nigeria. I know the guys are in the kitchen having a head start.
Yes, Mary, we are actually examining this very delicious meal here. Mike, what are you doing? Mike, we're not Mike. I'm sorry, man. We can't help it. But in any case, fantastic. Thank you very much, Chef Flora. Fantastic vegetable sauce here with our rice. Hope you guys tried. We'll catch you guys tomorrow edition here for Wake Up Nigeria. Goodbye. Mike, please, do you mind? Bye-bye, everybody.
Enjoy your day.